other's house and after marriage. So another is the social class. So social class, that is also another point of influencing the socio-economic context of the childhood. How, what is the social class? This is belong to the written by the child education and occupation and family income. So when the child education or parents education is very much high, then the child automatically have the good type of every opportunity to have the education, and also opportunity to get some types of behavior that she or he can explore. So any question? Are you following me? Any question from you? Hello? Hello? Could you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
You can hear me too? Okay. Everyone
Yes,
is
ma'am.
hearing? Okay. So that means you understood what is the experiences of the child and how the experiences are modified, how influenced. That is first, it is by the socio-cultural context. Then in socio-cultural context, the gender is another thing, because the girls, they are deprived of so many things, but where the boys get the privilege of this thing. Then social class, that is economically poor and educationally poor, the family background also hampers the child's gaining experiences in different fields. So here there is a difference between the rich and poor. There is also certain type of levels of socio-economic status. The children who have high socio-economic status, they can go to the high schools, that is mostly all the schools which are very highly empowered or highly that is developed in different ways. So but the poor children, they are confined to the village classroom, so they are not getting that type of scope which the rich children getting. So here also in slum areas, so the or in the other dwellings, like they dwell in the hilly areas, plain areas, or some deserts, so they have experienced it different. Because in desert, what happened, I have had encountered one feelings with me, that in desert, that is your Rajasthan. So this is a desert area. So here one student come to with me, that is she is not taking bath every day, because the scarcity of water make them that habit develop, that they are not able to get the sufficient water for their bathing at every homework. So that is and the hilly people children, they also develop that how to grow crops in the the hilly area. They are cultivating area by that different ways, that is sangha cultivation, and plain areas, that coastal area, they are getting water sufficiently, so they can grow many crops fluently. Another things, that the children which are also in the area of what we can say, that that desert, I have told you, the slum areas, the children, they are not getting good physics, good environment to develop themselves, so they are unhygienic, they are suffering from many diseases. So these are the things that help the child to develop their own experiences through their own environment. Another thing, child labor. When the child labor is another factor of poor economic status. So this poor, why the children go to labor, for doing labor? Because they are not, their family is not affluent to provide them a bread for a day. So this is, they are helping their parents to get their livelihood. If the livelihood is provided by the children, the children also get certain type of respect, so that appreciation by parents, that see, my child getting such amount of money. But it is not that proper time to get work. But it is because of their poverty, they also allow the children to go for labor, because they have to make their family survive. So these are the different things that helps the child to go under certain type of child labor or work. Some children work under unhealthy and difficult and exploitative condition, which children never get educated or nor equal payment, although they are working in very dangerous conditions. Because child labor is not recognized by the people, so they think that child, it is a child, so he is working, so less amount will be given to the child. So the remuneration of the child is very less, and so employing the child is very much economical for them. So these are the thinkings of the people in our society. Another thing is religion. Religion is also one of the important factor that influence the socio-economic culture of the child. So this religion lays down the rules, values, and also the codes of their conduct for a day-to-day living. So different religions have, there are different codes of rituals which give different experiences to the children. Like Hindus, that they have that namkaran or some type of annaprasana. So these are the very secular feelings that child gets when he is getting say namkaran and the annaprasana. So these are feelings. Even if the child is very infant, but he or she can experience that feelings, how the parents doing this, how they love them, how they give affection to them. So these are the feelings the child gets. Another thing, that family structure and interrelationship. When the family structure is also educated, that means the family structure, the family members are well educated, well cultured. So that another thing, when the grandpa, grandma, they are also there to give certain type of experience to the child. The child automatically they are inclined to their grandpa, grandma, even in the absence of their parents, when they are going to the working place. So these are the areas where the socio-economic factors are affected. Then ecological context. Ecology means the geographical or physical environment. Here, ecological factor that helps the children to get into the different types of experiences, like how the a good hospital gives services, how a good school gives services, how the roads, good communication helps their going and coming. So these are the different natural resources, like your type of animals, vegetation. Also, they are giving certain type of feelings towards the child. So they feel that our city or our town is very rich in all aspects. When the child is deprived of that, we don't have any road, hospital, road, school, everything. He also gives certain type of explanation to them. The children now, there is no road for to going to school. So you have must have that news you have seen, that how the children are going and like asking the government that when will you go to school. So this teacher is not also coming. So all these are the problems they are facing. and it determines the food of the this children, the food habits and the clothings, and the also their the different types of division of tasks and responsibility between men and women. All aspects are also help in giving certain type of new experiences to the child. Another thing, in rural and urban areas, in hilly areas, desert areas, coastal areas, so this ecology is different in each other. Ecology means geographical, because in rural area or urban area, rural is very much rich, affluent in every aspect, whereas urban area is deprived of as even a road transport. And also these hilly areas, how the people are going through these hills. So these are the different things the child can get through his ecological environment or the physical environment. The child learns the skills that will help her to survive in their setting. Though not only they observe the thing, they also learns how the skills their parents are doing, because a carpenter do his carpenter work. So a child also observes it and also do this work in mind, and whenever he or she gets the opportunity, he starts that skill inhabited in that area. So these are the things. Another things is the hilly areas, the children are seeing that the parents, the father is going to rear the animal, so they also cultivate this type of skills in their life. Then living in a city area is mostly populated because it is economically sound, and but the poor child live in the rural or that very poor hygienic condition. So there is no hospital, no hotels, nothing. So there the comparison between the city area and the village. The village, they have the smaller village population, and this distinguish a village from a city. Living in tribal settlement. So tribal settlement means each area, tribe differs with their customs, laws, and kinds of occupation, roles, responsibility of men and women. Then this is the great tribal experiences the child gets. Then scope of the child development. Next unit is scope of child development. The scope of the child development covers the full scope of the skills that the child masters over their life span, including the development of cognition. So what is cognitive ability? We have three ability: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. So cognitive ability means memory or remembering, that cognition intelligence is works here. So to ability to learn, problem solve, these are included in cognitive ability. Social interaction, emotional regulation, that is how the interacting with others and mastering the self control. So emotion, what is emotion? Emotion is a feelings that one express. That means anger and the crying. When the child not get any food, he or she cries, then the mother gives food. So these are the, they express their feelings to the members that they are feeling thus. So these are the different types of cognitive abilities, emotional abilities that the child develops. Then child development also can be defined as the process by which a child changes over time. That is a process, because a child is not suddenly developed to adult. So he or she goes through a cycle: first infancy, then childhood, then the adolescence, then adulthood. So these are the ways and the time the child learn his experiences, skills of life when he go through the cycle of growth and development. So this is the it covers the whole period from the conception to the individual becoming full functionary adult. So full functionary adult means he or she is capable of doing herself what he wants to do. So this is full adult. Another is this five keys of the development. What are the five keys? The motor skills, then your motor skill, what writing, drawing, painting, and also the motor skill, gross motor skill. We can say that at the infancy, the child how to crawl, how to stand, how to run. All these are the motor skills. Motor activities means your cognitive and your psychomotor activities. That is, psychomotor abilities means your cognitive ability. I have to walk, I have to run in this way. So this mind also working, and your more motor activities, the coordination of your different type parts of body also working. So then speech and language. So the speech and language also develop by coming through or knowing the people in different sphere. So when the child is or their parents are not at home, the servant, the what language she speaks, the child also learns that speech, because the speech and language of the child influenced by his environment, not by the what he knows from mother and father. Because who is mostly spend times with the child, that is known as your language speaking or speech ability that can be developed. Then cognitive and intellectual, such as that counting and identify the shapes, these are the cognitive and intellectual ability. Then social and emotional skills, that social emotional skill that refers to the playing with other children. That playing with other child, the child is sociable, gregariousness is developed to how to exchange their playing commodities with each other, emotion with each other. These are the things. Then child development is also concerned with the changes in the behavior of the children over time, and explore that why and how this occur. Means the child know why this is happening, when this is happening, he asking at the infant stage. But when she grows up or he grows up, he know the all things, why this is happening, how this is happening. So this development in area of physical, social, emotional, language, cognitive, that functioning also influence giving certain type of experiences, certain types of knowledge, information to the child for its development. Growth here refers to the physical increase in the size. What is growth? We now think of the growth means the physical increase, not the all round development. But growth, you can say that growing, you are when growing in age, your height is becoming taller, then your weight become heavier. So these are the your growing age, that can your height, your weight, and your age that increases. And but what happened, the development is functional, whereas the development is functional. Why functional? Because after you have developed your teeth, you can speak, otherwise you can't speak. So this means that growth comes fast than development. Even if there is no growth, then still the child have the development, because the development is a continuous process. Growth may stops at the age, certain age, but development is going on. So here development is functional aspect of growth in relation to physical, environmental, and social factors. Growth is a process that focuses on quantitative improvement, means how you are longer. At the age of 15, how, what is your height? At the age of 16, what is the height? So there is measurement. There is a measuring instrument, that quantitative assessment of your height. But development cannot be it is both the quantitative and qualitative. Because why? It is functional. If your hands motor activities are stronger, then you can hold something, you can do something work. So this is the doing something work and making something work, that is your knowledge development. So development is a quantity, both quantitative and qualitative aspect, refinement of the child. So, for example, the IQ increases with the growing age. Intelligent quotient. IQ means intelligent quotient increases with the age of growth of age. So, but the IQ and EQ both are important for the child. So IQ develops after a certain age, but EQ is a type of emotional quotient, intelligence quotient is one thing that is developed through your interaction. So nowadays EQ is more important than IQ, because how to adjust with other members, your neighbor, so that is most important. Because in a service, you have to make a accomplishment with your neighbors, your boss, everything. So that EQ is a very determining factor. Another things that the development focuses on both the quantitative and qualitative refinement. So growth is known as external process, whereas development is internal. Because what is internal? That your stomach develops. Maybe at infant age you eat very small amount, but when your stomach develops, you eat more. That is the development. So these are growth is external, whereas development is internal process. Growth is limited to a particular period. So for the case of girls, that at the age of 20, growth, growing up, height, weight, that age it stops. But boys, that makes the development in laterhood, that is 25 it stops. So this is um, how the growth is an external process. Because external means we can see what is going on, but development we cannot see, but we can feel the presence of that development. So this is the growth is influenced by development, and development is not dependent upon growth. Development doesn't depend upon growth, because if one is not growing in height, they still then he or she can do some work what the age mates are doing. So the difference between growth and development, that is then types and stages of development. So what are the types? The physical, social, emotional, cognitive, all the different types of development. And stages of development are the infancy. Infancy is also called a toddler age, because you sometimes question comes, toddler means it is infancy, and it starts from 1 year to 2 years. Then childhood, that is 3 years to 11 years. Then again the childhood is segregated and divided into two parts: early childhood and later childhood. Early childhood 3 years to 8 years, and that later childhood 9 years to 11 years. So these are the early childhood is two parts, and the adolescence or the teenage, that starts from the year to 13 teenage to 18 years. Then adulthood above the 18. So these are the different stages of development. First, we'll discuss infancy. Infancy, that is the period where the child check birth and newborn baby, you can say that is newborn baby. And this is the that rate of physical growth here is very rapid, because you know that the small newborn 6 months baby become larger by very suddenly. So this is the rapid growth due to the rapid physical growth. Afterwards that increases, but after 2 years 3 years it increases, come to the at the childhood stage, it comes to the rapid, not rapid, it is regular growth stage. Then growth of the boys and girls are not same. Boys, they are late in their growth, but girls are rapid in growth compared to boys. So this motor and nervous system, that also develops very rapidly. In case of the children at infancy, their motor activities and nervous system develops very rapidly. So because they can start crawling, how? Because their motor activities that starts very rapidly, so they can do. And fantasy is another characteristics of this infancy stage. So with the language development, they start thinking and reasoning, and this reasoning and thinking develops at the age of 5. So that the child capable of the abstract reasoning. What is abstract reasoning? Means that not impossible. Suppose, for example, a child learn, you give the knowledge about a dog. So you can, even if the picture of a dog is not there, you can make a barking sound, so the child can say that it is a dog. So these are why, though, because they develop that ability, and this is known as their thinking and reasoning. Another thing that here the language development is also increases at the infancy stage, because whatever Alexander Selkos one story is there, that child is getting all in the day. This is Alexander Selkos, he has written that one in desert, the child is getting every opportunity but not any social member to interact. What happens? The child learns how to eat, how to go to toilet, everything. But what happens? See, he is not able to speak, because for developing language, the proper interaction is required. Here, the age of 5, the child is capable of abstract reasoning. That means, in the absence of real object, he or she can recall the word of the what is he is seeing. How here also emotional development guided by the instincts of the child. Instincts are very natural phenomena of everyone, because we cannot make the stop the instincts desire. So all our instincts are egocentric. So egos are guided by instinct. So this, when the child has the instinct or the clamoring for the immediate satisfaction. Clamoring for immediate means, if the child wants chocolate, he or she tries crying. So starts crying that for chocolate, but you can divert the mind of the child by giving a toy to the child. So very temporary these instincts are changed, and the emotions are changed. So but they are very much very much they are very clamoring for the object. So this is the how the child at infancy develops his physical development. Then social development, that at infancy the child remains egocentric. Egocentric means the child of a 2 years child doesn't give any toys to her friends or her brother and sister, does not say spare it, because he or she is egocentric, not to give anything of his own possession. So this is gradually then the child learns to cooperate with others and make friends. But he develops that at childhood stage, he develops to spare and cooperate with other children. Then childhood, it is in infancy we have said. Then childhood starts from 3 years to 11 years. So this is 11 years the childhood. I have said you that childhood is divided into two parts. One is early childhood, another is later childhood. So early childhood is, that is the age of, that is 3 to 8 years. So this is the also latency. This is called latency, LATENCY, latency period. When questions the what are the characteristics of latency period, you have to write down the childhood stage. Another thing, it is also called period of turbulent. What is turbulent means, it is very troublesome. So turbulent means very problems, so with the child. So he, because he doesn't want to play with others, he doesn't spare anything. So physical development that the brain of the child acquires nearly, it's about the size and weight like the adolescent, but child shows a pseudo maturity in their childhood spirit. So pseudo maturity means here the child also show the that means he is very much familiar with the their parent friends or the other children, but it is a pseudo. He doesn't want to spare anything, doesn't want to feel the absence of others. So this is what that achieves a degree of adaptation to the environment. So the child learns how to adapt to the environment, which enables him to live in harmony. So adaptation of environment means when the yeah, fish is coming out of the water, he can the fish cannot exist, so it can die. But likewise, that when the child is give certain environment, new environment, going to the school at 3 years, she or he tries crying because a new environment is a strange environment for them. So he cannot adjust to that. Another thing, that adaptation to the environment which enables him to live in harmony, and also remarkable physical motor strength, increased resistance of fatigue is also developed. So resistance of fatigue means that the small child, infant child, always take food, then sleeps, play and sleep. But when the child goes to the school, he or she has to take time for the reading and to play and different activities of the school. So this is the fatigue, he has to control them, that the ability is developed. Another, this period of childhood is also known as the preschool age, because a child learns different school skills. So child learns about the numbers, colors, shapes, and value of relationship. These are the things, the reasons for everyday events. Child that makes friendship and value relationship with friends, with people. So child reveals that marked interest desiring this period. So child reveals that marked interest during this period means if he or she has the interest for cycling, so he wants to get a cycle for herself. So these are the according to the interest motivated, here the child remains in his own world. So here the period is marked with the sense of social praise and blame. So if you blame the child, you are a naughty girl, naughty boy, then the child feels not too close to the person who is scolding like a naughty. So these are the feelings of social praise and blame. And the child forms the concept of right and wrong. So when the child is encountered, whenever he gets some right work, he is praised, and whenever wrong time, he is blamed. So that is that he can develop the right and wrong habit. Another thing, the child's moral is judged by the public opinion. Means when public remarks that the so and so is a good boy, so and so is a good girl. So this is the public, when you hear moral. If you sing the praise of Lord, then the house is he or she sings very well. So these are the things the child develops, and there are individual differences among the children, because a individual is different from each other in two ways. One is intra-individual differences, inter-individual differences. So intra-individual differences means in within oneself there is your achievement and your cognitive and your sportive activities are very different, because you are good in arithmetic, whereas you are bad in your spelling or in painting or something. So these are the inter-individual inter-individual difference. Inter-individual difference means your abilities in achievement, in intelligence, it differs from other in different areas. So these are so individual differences also exist in the childhood stage. Another is that these differences among children make to the active interaction with children at the same age. So active interaction, how they make the active interaction, because when they found that they are the same thing, they are the same with the others, so their own classmates, then they start playing with them. Then adolescence is period from 12 to 13, or 12 to 13 to 18 years. So here the beginning of the period is marked by puberty. So all you know, the puberty is the marking period of adolescence, because teenage starts at this way. Puberty refers to the stage around that is known as year 13 to 14 years of the age, when there is a spot of physical growth. Spot of physical growth gush out. Mean, all of a sudden your physical growth is developed. So here the results from the rapid increase in height and weight and emergence of secondary sexual characteristics. So because the sexual characteristics are developed due to the working, even if the some thyroids are in the child, still they are not working at a particular age. At the age of adolescence, they starts working. So these are the like your thyroid gland and the pituitary gland. All these are glands are starts working. So this is how why the child is not growing taller. That is the your pituitary gland is not working well. So these are the things the child earlier development at this stage, and then the others this because is adolescence year and the infancy period is totally rapid in their growth and development. But later childhood period is just normal, but adolescence and the infancy period is growth and development is very rapid. And here the girls are more developed, and more earlier development is occurs in case of girls than the boys. So you can these rapid developments are physical development which can be seen, like the boys, in case of boys there's a face grows with a certain type of hair, and the girls they have some periodic cycle. So it is the period sexual urge becomes predominant and heterosexual love develops. So this is stage, this is also called the stage of peer group, because in peer group means the own age mate, they confine to a area where all adolescents, boys and girls, they are goes and they express their problems not to other parents or anybody, but because they are lacking to express their problem to this own group mate. So this is called peer group, because very important. Then this is very much confined to the peer group suggestion. They are very much confined to the not others, adults, elders, but to the peer group members. Then adulthood. Adulthood is above 18 years. So this 18 years old child is called the what, adult. So here the child after 18 years, the person is defined as an adult, and the physical changes are complete, and the person is mature. All this happens in the adulthood. So this is above 18 years. Then what are the areas of development? Can you follow me, dear friends? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Lip-
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So you can go through your book. Any doubt you can ask me in the next class. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, my class is there. You can ask me any question. You go through your book and ask me questions. So this is what about the different stages of development? We say saw the infancy period and the childhood period, then your adolescence, then adulthood. Next, go to the areas of development. What are the areas of development? Then first is physical development. Here, the physical development refers to the physical changes. So, in size, structure, and proportion. So, size, structure, and proportion. You must have seen that child is in structure also very handsome, very proportionate in every growth and development. So this is what we can say that physical growth and development is well in the part of the individual. So here the body that take the form, the form of the what the proper adulthood. So that is that after the going through the different infancy stage, childhood stage. So this is the physical development from the moment of conception. The child in the womb of the mother, the certain type of changes that occurs, the physical changes occurs, that increase in brain, nervous system with the increase in age. So that is most important. Brain and nervous system that develops, otherwise the you will be not a proper or proper development. We can say that you are very much lacking in proper growth and development. So here there is occurs considerable changes in the glands. The glands like what I say, thyroid, thymus, and sex glands that are also starts working at the puberty, and this is not in effective or the not working at the childhood stage. So all changes they affect the behavior of the child and are necessary to be taken into consideration by the wise educator. So, because at adolescent stage, if the teacher takes the or gives the proper education, proper guideline to the adolescent, then the development will be proper. Otherwise, he or she will be misguided. Then motor development. It means the development or control over the body movements. Motor development, I showed you that physical and motor development means the cognitive and psychomotor activities. Both the cognitive and your psychomotor activities, they are working together. So when there is a mosquito bites you, you start beating the so that means your motor activities is working. But at the infancy, the child only cries when the mosquito bites. So this is the motor activities development. You can control over the body movements, and this result in coordination of bodily parts. So this is known as coordination of bodily parts. Then language development. The infant stage activities becomes more developed. So in infant stage activities are more developed, so child learns to utter one or more words. Like you can say the A for apple. So these are the few words the child can able to learn. No, not the proper sentence. After the sometimes the child can give proper sentence to. So suppose the child feels that she or he is hungry. So mom, I want milk or milk, only milk. That is in the infant stage. But afterwards, in childhood, he or she can utter the word full sentence. So this is not that how the language development occurs. Then cognitive development. Cognitive development, that is refers to the emergence of thinking capabilities. So thinking capabilities. What do you mean by thinking capabilities? Any idea? Hmm? Any idea, my dear friends? Thinking, how you think when some problem arises. So there the how to solve the problem. Pragya Paramita, tell me what is the thinking capabilities of an individual. That means you must have if you have psychology or education, you must have how learning occurs. Learning occurs through our trial error, through our conditioning, through our insightful learning. So these are means when some things are present in the environment, the child starts using these things to make the problem solve. So this is known as thinking capabilities in the individual. That means the exploration of surroundings and the questions regarding why and how of this results in increasing the store of knowledge and information. So, suppose, for example, insightful learning. I tell you one story of insightful learning. The how the child learns, how the in individual learns from his surrounding, because that is one chimpanzee was kept in a room, and the banana is hanging on the roof of the room, but there is a long stick that is lying in the floor, and one stool is there. So the chimpanzee is also what condition, he is in the very hungry, and this hungry makes him to find a problem to get the food that is hanging in the roof. So what happens, he starts the get the stick, and then climb the stool, and then get the banana. So this is means how comprehending the areas of what is some stimulus are there to get response. So that is the how the child learns. So here refers the emergence of thinking capacity in the individual through exploration of the environment and questioning regarding the why and how results. So the child always asks why, how. So these are the area the child gets the answer to his questions. So here, what happens at the age of 10 years, the child learn to reason out and analyze the events. So reason, what is reason out? Suppose, for example, when there is a monsoon is there, that sometimes a low pressure is also coming up nowadays. What we are facing, the low, due to the low pressure, there is heavy rainfall. There is also flood. So there is cyclonic wave. So all these are happening. So the child can know that this is the what the monsoon or what is the climatic condition of the. So any question to the information that how and why this results, that starts at the age of 10 years, where the child can reason out, analyze the events. And so capacity for abstract thinking develops fully during adolescence. Abstract thinking, I told you, abstract thinking means some problems, arithmetical problems. You know the that arithmetics, simple or complex problems like your profit and loss. So profit and loss, how the what is the formula of profit and loss? You know, you can apply to that profit and loss and get the answer. So also, why India is called a peninsular land? We can say that the peninsula ends the year circle. So this year, what is peninsular means, the three sides are covered with water. So India is covered by three sides water, one side landscape. So that is these reasoning capacities that is developed at the adolescent period. So he can analyze the things by reasoning it, analyzing it. Then capacity, also the cognitive development refers to the intelligence. Here intelligence also starts. So we can test the intelligence of an individual by cattle's or different devices that are employed in the that type of intelligence testing. So intelligence testing, when you gone through the different scores, that the 90 to 100 score, then you highly intelligent. You can say that you will highly. If you below the 20 or the 30, then it is your low intelligence. So these are the intelligence also develops at the adolescence age very much, and at the 10 years also child, that also intelligence also develops. So this includes the what intelligence, it includes the perceiving and learning in the remembering the different problem solving situation and thinking about the world. So, what is that cognitive development or intelligence development? You have to learn through your perceiving. So, perseverance is the one of the most important, and alertness is most important for learning something, because we can't learn in a vacuum. We have to learn something what is present. So, this is the cognitive development that includes perceiving and learning and remembering problem solving environment and thinking about the world. So we can adopt the what is the past experience to the new problem. But most of us, if you face a problem in some extent, we can also apply this experience with a new problem, because we think that this is the similar with that problem. So these are the how the cognitive aspect develops our intelligence, develops our past experience, because an experience is a way to learning. Each and every experience is a gateway of learning, that Rousseau has said. So if we have how you learn these experiences, how we get these experiences, our sensory organs are the gateways of learning. What are the sensory organs? Five sensory organs. Your what are testing, seeing, and listening. All these are the five organs which are involved in gaining experience. And when we gain this experience, the experiences give a memory in our mind. So a picture of that experience are built in our memory, which and again which are recapitulated when the similar type of problem arises. So this is known as how the perceiving and learning and remembering problem solving all are involved in the your cognitive ability. Then intelligence is a term referred to individual's ability to act purposefully, think rationally, and deal effectively with the environment. So when the ability to act purposefully, because any usefulness activities, those activities which are useless, we don't have apply these activities in solving problem. Suppose in trial and error, the cat was kept in a cage where the food is outside and there is a lever in the cage, and if you push the lever, the cat can come out and have the food. So this is the by random striking the cage, he learns how to press the lever and get the food. So this is also happens in our mind when we know something. By doing some failure is the pillar of success, we say that doing by again and again we come to the what is the right action or right solution to the problem. Then thinking rationally, we can consider the what is the reasoning thinking of that problem. Then deal efficiently with the environment. Then we get solution to the problem, and we are very much adjusted to the environment. Then social development. What is social development? Social development, we are all are involved in social activity, because without social activity we cannot survive. Social activities means how to mix, mingle with others. So the proper mingle or proper way of behaving others is known as social activity. It refers to the development of those abilities that enable the individual to behave in accordance with the expectation of the society. So expectation of society means socially acceptable norms. When we behave socially acceptable norms, then we say that we are sociable. So we are when we are behaving in an absurd manner, which is not liked by the society members, so then it is not proper social development. So a child who is in adolescence age may make different types of activities which are not appreciated by the adults. So they in the society, so they are punished by adolescents and crime. So they are in the prison also. They are getting. So these are how the child is making certain type of interaction with others in a very positive way, in a very rational way, which is expected by the society. Then child become cooperate and helpful and generous. When his behavior is sociable, he becomes very cooperate and helpful. Cooperate means he can also restrict, he can also control his emotions, because I have to mingle with, I have to be working with my colleagues in the proper way so that I can work properly and get certain type of remarks, good remarks. So he or she has to do this because of the certain type of environmental compulsion. But even if his mind is not able to accept this, but he has to make his emotion control. So this is the self-controlling power of emotion, and at the some age, so he becomes a cooperative, helpful, and generous, and understanding others helps in satisfying the this relationship. So when you know the others emotion, others feelings for you, you can make a good relationship, and you can go harmony with your developing harmony in your working place, in your study place, in any everywhere you can able to it. Because once you develop this control over emotion, then this is known as EQ, means emotional intelligence, how it can be helps in adjusting your emotions. Even if you are not like this, but you can adjust because of your this type of capability. Then emotional development. Emotional development refers to what here emergence of emotion like anger. So when emotions like anger, joy, delight, sorrow, happiness, fear, anxiety, and socially acceptable ways expressing these feelings, then we can say the child or the individual is emotionally developed. So emotional development means your controlling capacity of the ignoring your own emotion, that in the light of others' emotion. So how to behave with others, that is most important. So you have to control your emotion. That you have a desire to not to go to the market, not to go to the college, but your emotions says this, but the college and the working place request that you must come today. So this is the what your emotional development helps in doing certain type of work which is socially acceptable. So these are known as expressing these feelings which are acceptable. Another thing, that personality. Personality here refers to the person characteristics. So you must know as personality characteristics. What are the different types of personality characteristics? Some are very shy, some are very not thinking for the what happening, and some are very aggressive. So these are the different types of personality, and some are more extrovert, and some are introvert. So extrovert, what extrovert, that you releases your emotions, you releases your feelings, you says your what you feels. But introvert, they do not develop any feelings to others. So we can adjust with the how we can adjust with the mechanisms of adjustment. So mechanism, what are the mechanisms of adjustment? Means attacking reality, withdrawing reality, then daydreaming with your adjustment. So, what is taking reality means aggressiveness. So some persons are in their personality very aggressive. Anything that does not suit them, they violate, and they start quarreling, start shouting. So these are the aggressiveness. And withdrawing reality means when you have some thing which you do not like, but you can avoid this by withdrawing. Means Suppose, for example, child comes late in the to the college or working place. They said that no, my vehicle was a problem, and that wheel was outburst. So that I can't come after repairing the my wheel of the vehicle, then I can come. So these are, you are getting scolded by the teacher. Why are you coming late? Anything and any punishment, but you can compromise it with withdrawing certain reality, some clues, some reasons for your problem. Next is that is your daydreaming. Means you, when someone is scolding, you are in a different world. Like your poet, writer, they are always in different world. They never what is going on in this world. So these are the Freud and psychology says that daydreaming. All these are the things we are having through this development. Another things that personality also refers to the person's characteristics. What are the different characteristics? One very active, one is lethargic, one is very normal. So these are respond to the environment is different types. So personality also differs from person to person. Then, what is the interrelationship between each area of the different each area? Means cognitive development, social development, emotional development, physical development, then intellectual development. All these are correlated. Suppose, for example, child is not developed in his mind thinking process, he cannot develop the ability to solve a problem. Cognitive development doesn't occur. Social development doesn't occur. So there is a coordination, interrelationship between all the developments together. So all are interrelated. And then there is a very much necessity. What is the importance of studying the child's development characteristics? Because how you can help the child in solving these developmental problems. Suppose a child problem is some type of not doing well in classroom activities. Why? Even if he is intelligent, but is your and some scientists, they have also like of that problems. They have been not doing well in this classroom, but they became a great scientist. So this is what happening in the case of children. They also not go do well in their schoolwork, but they are, even if they are intelligent. Here the counseling is most important. What is counseling? What is guidance? Counseling, what is it means? Counseling is given by one person to the another person. So they are very close give advice to the child. But whereas guidance is one of the activities that is given in a group. So the teacher can give guidance to the classroom students, but a tutor can give teaching to the tuition student who is nearer face-to-face relationship with them. So here the teacher or the educator at every stage of growth and development, the very well can know what the child has facing. So what is the problem of the child? So he will always interact with the students in different parts of his study. So any doubt about this? Anything, dear friends? Am I audible? Am I clear in my ideas? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So any question anybody has? Please come forward.
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. So thank you. So this means explaining individual differences in development. That is most important. The individual differences, I told you there are two types of individual differences: intra-individual differences, inter-individual differences. So explaining the individual differences is one of the important factor of growth and development. Why this is there is some deviation in growth and development in case of some children? What is the reason behind it? All these are the things that the child can come through encounter. So the teacher has to see all these things. Another thing is that is the what is the understanding of human behavior. So to understand human behavior, here you have to know the physical development of the child. What is the physical development of the child at this age, particular age? Because physical at an infancy stage, that is, the child can only utter one or two words, and another thing at the childhood stage, the child can make certain type crawling and motor activity, certain type of and another later child he or she can draw and paint. So these are the how understanding the human behavior. Most important, the emotional development of the child. So here the emotional development is most important for the child in case of development, growth and development. Because emotional development also only occurs when the child gets proper environment to interact. If the child doesn't get any in a slum area, in a rural setting, the child doesn't get any type of such type of environment to groom himself in his emotions, because emotions are feelings that are not developed at child birth, but that can be gradually cultivated. So you have to control your emotions like anger and all those things. You can also have developed certain type of emotional, proper emotional development, urges and your capacity, capability, something. Then your application of day-to-day relationship with children. So what are the day-to-day activities of the children that the teacher has to go through that? Because now in school there is a ratio between one teacher has to 20 students, because it is very much helpful to know the problems of the children. So the where there is a this type of ratio, the teacher is very much acquainted with the students. He can know what are the home environment of the child, what are the problems of home. Because sometimes the home environment, if the child gets scolding, not getting a food and coming to the school, he is not attentive to the topics what is taught in the classroom. It is because how so, tapas sahu, what is anything, any doubt? Tapas sahu, tell me. Hello. So only three, four, five, six, seven. Okay. So very few students who are what are all are may I know Bhanupriya Mohanta, what you are doing? What is your present work? Tapas Saul, what is your work? Pragya Paramita Swai,
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହଁ ତମେ କଣ କରୁଛ ଏବେ?
କ୍ଲାସ୍ କରୁଛି।
ନାଇଁ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ନାଇଁ, ତମେ ଏବେ କଣ ପଢୁଛ ନା ସର୍ଭିସ କରୁଛ ନା କଣ?
ପଢୁଛି ଏବେ।
କଣ ପଢୁଛ? ଏଇ ଜାଲି ଚାଲୁ ସେଇଟା ନା ଆଉ କଣ ରେଗୁଲାର କ୍ଲାସ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
କରୁଛ? କଣ କରୁଛ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ରେଗୁଲାର କ୍ଲାସ୍ +3 ଚାଲିଛି BS।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା, କୋଉଠି କରୁଛ ପ୍ଲସ୍ ଥ୍ରୀ?
କେନ୍ଦ୍ରାପଡ଼ା ଚାନ୍ଦ।
କେନ୍ଦ୍ରାପଡ଼ା, ଭେରି ଗୁଡ୍, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ତ ଆଉ କିଏ ହଁ ତମେ କହ ତାପସ। ତମେ କଣ କରୁଛ? ହୁଁ? ଭାନୁପ୍ରିୟା ପ୍ରିୟା ମହନ୍ତ, ତମେ କଣ କରୁଛ?
କିଛି ନାହିଁ।
ତମେ ଏବେ କଣ କରୁଛ? କଣ ପାଠ ପଢୁଛ?
ପଢୁନି।
ରେଗୁଲାର କ୍ଲାସ କଣ କରୁଛ?
ନା।
ନାଇଁ। ଆଉ ଆଁ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ।
କ୍ଲାସ ନାହିଁ ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ, ଗୋଟେ ଶିଶୁ ମନ୍ଦିରରେ ପଢଉଛି।
ଓହୋ, କଣ ଗୋଟେ ପଢୁଛ ପାଠ? ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା। ହଁ, ଆଉ କିଏ ଅଛ? ଏକ୍ଟିଭ, ହଁ କହ। ହ୍ୟାଲୋ।
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ।
ହଁ କହ।
ଡାଉଟ ଥିଲା ଟିକେ।
କଣ କହ, ଡାଉଟ କଣ ଥିଲା କହ?
ମ୍ୟାମ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଡିସି କୋର୍ସ ର ଯୋଉ
ହଁ।
ତାର ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ଟା ଯୋଉ ବନା ହବ।
ହଁ ହଁ।
ସେ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ର ମାନେ
ହୁଁ।
ବୁଝି ହଉନି ସେଇଟା, ଟିକେ ଭଲସେ ବୁଝେଇ ଦେବେ କି?
ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟଟା ତ ତମର ସେ କଲ୍ୟାଣୀ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ପଢେଇବେ। ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟରେ ତମେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
କଣ କରିବ, ଗୋଟେ ସ୍କୁଲକୁ ଯିବ। ସେଠି ତମେ ଡାଟା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ନେଇକି ଆସିବ। ତାର ସେଇ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଷ୍ଟେପ୍ସ ଅନୁସାରେ ତମକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଗାଇଡଲାଇନ ଦେବେ ସେମାନେ। ସେ ଗାଇଡଲାଇନ ଅନୁସାରେ ତୁମେ କରିବ। ତମର କ୍ଲାସ ତ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଇନି ନା, ତମେ ଜାଣିପାରିବନି। ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ଆଗ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଲା ପରେ ତୁମ ସ୍କୁଲ ଏରିଆରେ ଯାଇକି ସେ ଷ୍ଟଡିର ଆଚିଭମେଣ୍ଟ ଟେଷ୍ଟ ଉପରେ କରିପାର। ବା ସ୍କୁଲର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଉପରେ କରିପାର। ଏନିଥିଙ୍ଗ ତମେ ଗୋଟେ ନେଇକି ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ କରିବ ଆଉ।
ମ୍ୟାମ ଯୋଉ
ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଡେଟ୍ 30 ବୋଲି କହିଛନ୍ତି, ସେଇଟା କଣ ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ? ଏ ଯୋଉ
ଲାଷ୍ଟ
ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ସବମିଟ କରିବାର ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଡେଟ୍ ଟା 30 ବୋଲି କହିଛନ୍ତି, ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର 30।
ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର 30 ନାହିଁ, ତମର ଏବେ କ୍ଲାସ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଲା। ତମେ ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର 30ରେ କେମିତି ସବମିଟ କରିବ? ତମର ହେଇନଥିବ, ତମର ସିନିୟର ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ ହେଇଥିବ।
ଓ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍। ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଡିପୋଜିଟ୍ କରିବି।
ଆଁ
ମ୍ୟାମ ଯୋଉ ଜାନୁଆରୀରେ ଯୋଉ ମାନଙ୍କର ଆଡମିସନ ହେଇଥିଲା, ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ କେବେ ଅଛି ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଡେଟ୍?
ଜାନୁଆରୀରେ ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କର ଆଡମିସନ ହେଇଥିଲା, ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଆସେସମେଣ୍ଟ ଥିବ ବୋଧେ ଏବେ, କାହିଁକିନା ସେମାନେ ତ ହେଇଗଲାଣି ବର୍ଷେ, ତାଙ୍କର ପାଖାପାଖି ହେଇଯିବ। ତାଙ୍କର ବୋଧେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ 30
ତମେ ସେ କଲେଜକୁ ଟିକେ ଇଗ୍ନୋ କଲେଜ ସେଣ୍ଟରକୁ ବୁଝୁନ। ସେମାନେ କହିଦେବେ ତମକୁ।
ସେ
ହେଲା।
ଯୋଉ ଆମର କୋଶ୍ଚେନ ପେପର ଆସିଛି, କୋଶ୍ଚେନ ପେପରରେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି କି 30 ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର।
ହଉ ତାହେଲେ
ହଁ
ତମେ
ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ,
ଜାନୁଆରୀ ବେସ୍ ତ ହେଇଥିବା
ୱେବସାଇଟ ରେ
କଥା।
ବି 30 ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର ଦେଖଉଛି।
ଓହୋ,
ଜାନୁଆରୀ
ତମର ବି 30
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କଲେଜର ସାର୍ ବି କହୁଥିଲେ 30 ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର ବୋଲି।
ତାହେଲେ ଏଇଟା ତମେ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିନ କିଛି ବି ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିନ?
ନାଇଁ ଆରମ୍ଭ ତ ହେଇଛି, ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଧା ଚାଲିଛି। ଟିକେ ମ୍ୟାମ ଲେଟ୍ ହେଲେ ଚଳିବ କି? ନାଇଁ ସେଇ ତାରିଖରେ ଦବାକୁ କମ୍ପଲସରୀ ଅଛି?
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ, ସେଟା ଆମେ ତ କହିପାରିବୁନି। ସେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ତାଙ୍କର ଆମ ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁସନ କହିବ ଲେଟ୍ ହେଲେ ହବ କି ନାହିଁ। ସେଇଟା ତମର
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ଆଗରୁ
ଆପଣଙ୍କର କୋଉ କଲେଜ?
ମୋର ତ ମୁଁ ତମର ଇଗ୍ନୋରେ ପାଠ ପଢଉଛି ନା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
କଲେଜ ନାହିଁ।
ଆମେ ତ କଲେଜ ଯାଇନୁ ଟୋଟାଲି, ଏନସି କଲେଜରେ ଆମର ଅଛି ସବମିଟ କରିବାକୁ। ଆଉ ଆମେ କିଛି ବି ଜାଣି ବି ପାରୁନୁ ତା ବିଷୟରେ। ଫାଷ୍ଟ ତାପରେ କ୍ଲାସ ହେଲେ କି ସାର୍ ମାନଙ୍କ ସହିତ କଥା ହେଲେ କିଛି ଜାଣି ହୁଅନ୍ତା। ସେଥିଲାଗି ଟିକେ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ ରହୁଛି ପୁରା।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା, ନାଇଁ ତମର କ୍ଲାସ ଅଛି ଏ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ଉପରେ 4 ଦିନ କ୍ଲାସ ହବ। ତାହେଲେ ତମେ ଜାଣିପାରିବ, ସେ କ୍ଲାସ ଯେତେବେଳେ ହବ ସେତେବେଳେ
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ
ଜାଣିପାରିବ।
କ୍ଲାସ
ତମେ
ହେଲା ବେଳକୁ
ଆଗରୁ
ଡେଟ୍ ପଳେଇଥିବ ନା?
ହଁ ସେଇଟା ତ ମୁଁ ତ କେମିତି କାହିଁକି ଏମିତି ହେଲା ଲେଟ୍ ହେଲା କଣ ହେଲା ମୁଁ ଜାଣିପାରୁନି।
ସେଇ ତ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ହଉଛି କଥା, ଆମର ଆସିକି ଏବେ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟର ଡେଟ୍ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଡେଟ୍ ଅଛି 30 ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର। ଏ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟର ଟାଇମ୍ ଅଛି।
ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ତମେ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଗ ଦେଇଦିଅ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ଯୋଉ
ଗୋଟେ ପଚାରିବାର
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ଥିଲା।
ହଁ ପଚାର।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆମେ ସେ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ବନେଇବୁ, ଦିଆହେଇଛି 30 ଡେଜରେ ସବୁ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟିସ୍ କରେଇବୁ। 30
ହୁଁ
ଡେଜ୍ ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟିସ୍ କରେଇବୁ, ଆମେ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ପଢ଼େଇ ପାରିବୁ?
ହଁ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ବି ପଢେଇ ପାରିବ, କଣ ଅଛି।
ଆମକୁ ଡେଲି ପଢ଼ା
ସ୍କୁଲର ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ଏନଭାରମେଣ୍ଟ ହଉଛି ଓଡ଼ିଆ, ତମେ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ପଢେଇବ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
ଆଉ ଆଉ କ'ଣ ଅଛି?
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ସେ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ କ'ଣ ଏଠି ଦିଆଯିବନି ଯୋଉ ଏନ୍ସି କଲେଜରେ?
ସେଠି ତମେ ବୁଝ, ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି, ତମକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଦବା କଥା ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ୍ ଇୟର ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ ଦେଲେ ତମେ ଦେଖିପାରନ୍ତ, ଜାଣିପାରନ୍ତ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଯାଇକି ଟିକେ ବୁଝ, ତାଙ୍କୁ ସେମାନେ ଦେଇଦେବେ, ତମେ ବୁଝିଲେ ଜାଣିପାରିବ।
ସବୁ ପିଲାମାନେ ସବୁ ପିଲାମାନେ ଷ୍ଟଡି ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ଦେଖା କଲେ ସାର୍ ସବୁ କହି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି କେମିତି କ'ଣ ଦବା କହି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି। ଆଉ ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ୍ ର ସବୁ ଦେଖି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ କେମିତି କ'ଣ ହେଇଛି, ସବୁ ଷ୍ଟଡି ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ସବୁ ଦେଖା କର।
ହଁ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ନା, ସବୁ ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ସେମାନେ ଇଏ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରୁଛନ୍ତି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଏକ୍ଜାମରେ ଇଂଲିଶ ନେଇଥିବୁ ତାହେଲେ ହିନ୍ଦୀ ଦେଲେ ହବ କି
କ'ଣ
ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ୍?
ନେଇଥିଲେ?
ଇଂଲିଶ ନେଇଥିଲୁ
ହଁ।
ତ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ଏକ୍ଜାମ ଦେଲେ ହବ କି?
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ, ସେଟା ତମେ ଫର୍ମ ଫିଲ୍ଅପ୍ ବେଳକୁ ଯାଇକି ନହେଲେ ଆଗରୁ ଯାଇକି ବୁଝ, ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ଏଲାଉ ହେଇପାରିବ କି ନାହିଁ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି।
ଏବେର ଫର୍ମ ଫିଲ୍ଅପ୍ ରେ ଦେଇଛି ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ୍, ଅପସନ ଦେଇଛି।
ଦେଇଛ ତ ତାହେଲେ ହେଇଯିବ। ଯଦି ଅପସନ ଦେଇଛ ତାହେଲେ ହେଇଯିବ, ତମକୁ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ଗୋଟେ ଅପସନ ହିନ୍ଦୀ ବୋଲି, ତାହେଲେ ହେଇଯିବ। ତମେ କେମିତି ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ କ'ଣ ପଢିଛ ପାଠ?
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆମ
ହଁ,
ଷ୍ଟଡି ସାର୍
ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ
କହୁଥିଲେ,
କ୍ଲାସ୍ ହବନି
ଷ୍ଟଡି
ମ୍ୟାମ୍?
ସେଣ୍ଟର ସାର୍
କ'ଣ ହେଲା?
ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
କ୍ଲାସ୍
ଷ୍ଟଡି
ହବନି କି?
ସେଣ୍ଟର ସାର୍ କହୁଥିଲେ ଯିଏ ଛୁଆ ଆଡମିସନରେ ଯୋଉ ମିଡିୟମରେ ନେଇଥିବ ସେ ସେଇ ଏକ୍ଜାମରେ ହିଁ ଦେଇପାରିବ, ତ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିବନି, ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହବ ସାର୍ କହୁଥିଲେ।
ଓହୋ। କେମିତି
ଆଦିତ୍ୟ
କ'ଣ?
ତୁମେ ମିଡିୟମ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରନି, ସେଇ ଇଂଲିଶ ମିଡିୟମରେ ହିଁ ଦିଅ।
ହଁ, ସେଇଟା ଅସୁବିଧା।
ନାଇଁ ଏବେର ଗାଇଡଲାଇନ୍ସରେ ତ ଦେଇଛି, ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ପଚାରିଲି।
ନା ସେମିତି ଫାଷ୍ଟରୁ ଦେଇଥିଲା ଡବଲ ଅପସନ ଆଡମିସନ, ତୁମେ ସେବେ କରିପାରିଥାନ୍ତ, ଏବେ କିଛି କଲେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହବ ସାର୍ କହୁଥିଲେ।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା, ତାହେଲେ
ହଁ।
କରନି, ବେଟର ହବ। କାହିଁକି, ତମେ ତ ଓଡିଆ ମିଡିୟମରେ ପାଠ ପଢିଛ, ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ସ୍କୁଲରେ ତ ଓଡିଆ ମିଡିୟମରେ ପଢେଇ ପାରିବ। ଛୁଆ ତାଙ୍କର ସେ ଇଏ ଗୁରା କ୍ଲାସରୁମ୍ ଟିଚିଂ ଗୁରା ଓଡିଆରେ ଲେଖିଦେଇ ପାରିବ।
ଏବେ ବି ଲେଖି ହବ କି?
ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟକୁ ଇଂଲିଶରେ ଲେଖ।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ଯେ ଆମେ ଇଂଲିଶରେ ଲେଖିବୁ, ତ ଆମେ ତ ଷ୍ଟଡି ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ଗୋଟେ ଦେବୁ ଗୋଟେ କପି,
ହଁ,
ଆଉ ଯେ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ବୋର୍ଡର ସେଟା କେମିତି କ'ଣ ପଠେଇବୁ, ମାନେ ପୋଷ୍ଟାଲ କରିବୁ ନା କ'ଣ, କେମିତି ବୁଝି ହଉନି ସେଟା।
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ, ତମେ ଗୋଟେ ତ ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ଦବ, ଗୋଟେ କ'ଣ ହବ, ତମେ ଦିଟା ଦବାକୁ ପଡିବ ନା, ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମିନର କୁ ଦବ, ଇଣ୍ଟରନାଲ ଏକ୍ସଟର୍ନାଲ ଏକ୍ସାମିନର।
ଷ୍ଟଡି ସେଣ୍ଟର ତ ଦିଆହବନି ନା ମ୍ୟାମ୍?
ହଁ, ସେଠି ଷ୍ଟଡି ସେଣ୍ଟରକୁ ଦବ, ଯିଏ ତମର ଏକ୍ସଟର୍ନାଲ ହେଇକି ଆସିବେ ସିଏ ଗୋଟେ କପି ଦେଖିବେ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଗୋଟେ ପଠା ହବ ତମର ସେ ଇଏ ରିଜନାଲ ସେଣ୍ଟରକୁ, ଇଏ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ପଠା ହବ, ତମେ ଦିଟା ଦେବାକୁ ପଡିବ।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆମର ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ବାବଦ କିଛି କ୍ଲାସ୍ ହବ ନା?
ହଁ, ଅଛି ତମ କ୍ଲାସ୍, ହେଲେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଜାଣିପାରିବେ। ଆଗରୁ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ହେଇନି ତମର?
ନା କେବେ ବି, ଆଜି ତ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ହେଲା।
ଓହୋ, ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା।
ଆଉ ସବୁ ପିଲାମାନେ ନମ୍ବର ସବୁ ଦେଇଦେବେ, ସବୁ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହେଇକି ଜାଣିଯିବ, ସେମିତି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ବି ସେୟାର କରିଦବ ସବୁ।
ହଁ, ସେଇଟା ହେଲେ ସୁବିଧା, ପରସ୍ପର ଭିତରେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଗ୍ରୁପ ବି ଗୋଟେ କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିଦବା।
ଗ୍ରୁପ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିଦିଅ, ଜଣେ ଆଡମିନ ହେଇଯାଉ, ତାହେଲେ ତମକୁ ଯାହା ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହବ ସାରଙ୍କୁ ବି ତମେ ରଖିଦବ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ, ତାହେଲେ ସାର୍ ବି ତମକୁ ବେଶୀ ଦେଇପାରିବେ ଇନଫର୍ମେସନ।
ସମସ୍ତେ ଚାଟ୍ ବକ୍ସ ରେ ନମ୍ବର ସେଭ୍ କରିଦବା, କି ଜଣେ ଗ୍ରୁପ କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ।
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ମୁଁ ଆଜି
ନମ୍ବର
ଯୋଉ କ୍ଲାସ ଟା ନେଲି ସେଟା ବୁଝିପାରିଲ, ତାର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଗୁରା ଟିକେ ଦେଖିବ।
କ୍ଲିୟର ଆସୁନି କଥା।
କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଆସୁନି?
ଆବାଜ କେମିତି ଆସୁଛି? ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ବେଶୀ ହଉଛି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ।
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ, ଗୋଟେ କଣ ନଏଜ ହଉଛି? ହଁ, ସେଠି କହ, ରଶ୍ମି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହଁ କଣ କହୁଛ କୁହ?
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆଜି କ୍ଲାସ୍ କଲେ ବହୁତ ଖୁସି ଲାଗିଲା। କିଛି ନା ଆମେ ଜାଣି ବି ନଥିଲୁ କଣ କେମିତି କଣ କରିବୁ।
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ଭଲ ଭଲ କର ମନ ଦେଇ କର। ଏନି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ମତେ କହିବେ, ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିବି।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ନମ୍ବର ଦେଲେ ଆମକୁ ସୁବିଧା ହୁଅନ୍ତା, କିଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସେୟାର କରିପାରିବୁ।
ହଁ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ।
ଆପଣଙ୍କ ନମ୍ବର ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ମୋର ନମ୍ବର 94
ଆଜ୍ଞା
374
ଆଜ୍ଞା
052 052।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ହଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆପଣ
ଏଇ
କୋଉ
ପେପରଟା
ଷ୍ଟଡି
ଆଜି
ସେଣ୍ଟରର?
ମୁଁ ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆଉ ଥରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ନମ୍ବର ଟିକେ କହିବେ।
କଣ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ନମ୍ବର ଆଉ ଟିକେ କହିଦେବେ।
ଆଉ ଥରେ କହିବି? ହଉ 94374
ଆଜ୍ଞା
88
ଆଜ୍ଞା
052।
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କ୍ଲାସ ର ଯୋଉ ସ୍କ୍ରିନସଟ ଟା ଅପଲୋଡ କରିବାକୁ କୁହାଯାଇଛି, କୋଉଥିରେ ଅପଲୋଡ କରିବୁ?
ସ୍କ୍ରିନସଟଟାକୁ ଅପଲୋଡ କରିବାକୁ ତମର ଇଏରେ ଦେଇନାହାନ୍ତି କିଛି କୋଉଥିରେ ଅପଲୋଡ କରିବାକୁ?
ନାଇଁ ବସ୍ ମେସେଜ ଆସିଥିଲା ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ରେ ଗୋଟେ ଆଉ ଏଣ୍ଡ ରେ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍କ୍ରିନସଟ ନବ ଅପଲୋଡ କରିବ।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଯୋଉ କ୍ଲାସ ଟା ହଉଛି ସେଇ କ୍ଲାସ ଟା
ୟେସ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ହଉଛି ତାର ନେଇଯିବ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ରେ କେତେବେଳେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଲା କେତେବେଳେ ଏଣ୍ଡ ହେଲା ସେଇଟା ନେଇଯାଅ। ଆଚ୍ଛା ନେଲ ଫୋଟୋ ନେଲଣି ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ର ଆଉ ଏଣ୍ଡିଙ୍ଗ ର?
ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ର ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ନେଇଯାଇଛି, ଏବେ ସରିଲା ଟାଇମରେ
ଶେଷ ବେଳକୁ କହିବ। ଆଚ୍ଛା ଏଇଠି ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ତମର କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କଣ ଆସୁଛି? What are the different areas of development? Describe them. ଏମିତି ହବ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରିବେ। What is the factors that influencing the child's experience? ଯୋଉ ତମକୁ କହିଲି ବିଭିନ୍ନ ରିଲିଜନ, ତାପରେ ତମର ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର, ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ଲେବର, ସୋସିଓ ଇକୋନୋମିକ୍ସ କଣ୍ଡିସନ୍ସ, ଏସବୁ ଗୁଡାକୁ ତମେ ତାକୁ ଗୋଟେ ନୋଟ୍ସ ରକମ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର ହୁଅ। ମୁଁ ତମକୁ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଦେଇକି କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ହେଲା ଲେଖିକି ରଖ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟାକୁ। Question ହେଲା what do you understand by what do you understand by organizing child care services? What do you understand by organizing child care services? ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ କହିଲି ଦୁଇଟା ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ କଣ ହଉଛି ତାଙ୍କର ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସେସ୍ characteristics, another is your socio culture context of the child. So then how the socio cultural context of the childhood, how the socio cultural context of the childhood helps the child in inculcating positive experiences. Then next question, describe what are the factors influencing socio cultural context of the childhood.
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କଣ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟା?
What are the different factors influencing the socio-cultural context of the childhood. Next record. What is growth and development? What is growth and development? Explain the types and stages of development. Explain the types and stages of development. Why adolescence period is called? Why adolescence period is called period of stress and strain? Period of stress and strain. Then next question, discuss the areas of development. Areas of development with its educational implication. With its educational implication. ଏତିକି ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଇଏଟା ୟୁନିଟଟା ପୁରା ଶେଷ କଲି ଆଉ ତେଣୁ ସେଇଥିରେ ଦୁଇଟା ଚାପ୍ଟର ଅଛି ସେ ଦୁଇଟା ଚାପ୍ଟର କଭର କଲି ସେତିକି ଭିତରେ ଦୁଇଟା ଚାପ୍ଟର ଭିତରେ ଏତିକି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ତାକୁ ତୁମେ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର ହୁଅ ଯଦି କିଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ୍ ଫେସ୍ କର ମୋତେ ଜଣା ହେଲା
Yes, ma'am. ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ହଉ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଯୋଉମାନେ ହିନ୍ଦୀ ନେଇଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କର କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ମାନେ କୋଉ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେମିତି ହିନ୍ଦୀ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କରିବାକୁ?
ହିନ୍ଦୀ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆମକୁ ତ ଜଣେଇ ନାହାନ୍ତି ସେମିତି ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି ମୁଁ ବୁଝିବି ମୋର ଏଥର ହିନ୍ଦୀ ବି ଅଧିକା ଜଣା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆଦିତ୍ୟ ପଣ୍ଡା ହିନ୍ଦୀ ହିନ୍ଦୀ ତମେ ପାଠ ପଢିଛ ନା ଭାନୁପ୍ରିୟା ମହାନ୍ତି କିଏ
ତାପସ କୁମାର ସାହୁ ଯିଏ ସିଏ ହିନ୍ଦୀ ରଖିଛନ୍ତି।
ଓ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ଆଚ୍ଛା ତାହେଲେ ତାକୁ କେମିତି ଦେବେ ନା ସେଇ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ବି ଦେବେ କି ନାହିଁ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ କେଜାଣି କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଯଦି ଇଂଲିଶରେ ଆସିଲା ତାହେଲେ ଇଂଲିଶରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ ହବ ସିଏ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ଲେଖିବ ଆମେ ଭ୍ୟାଲୁଏସନ୍ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ କରିଦେଇ ପାରିବୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ତାକୁ ତ ପଢେଇ ପାରିବୁନି ନର୍ମାଲ କ୍ଲାସରୁମ୍ ପାଇଁ ତ ଇଂଲିଶ ଦରକାର ହିନ୍ଦୀ ତ ସେ ମାନେ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଯୋଉ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ସବୁ ଆସିଛି ସବୁ ତ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ହିଁ ଆସିଛି।
ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ଆସିଛି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ତାହେଲେ ତ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଦେବେ ଲେଖାଗୁରା ବି ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ଅଛି
ସବୁ ବୁକ୍ ବି ସବୁ ହିନ୍ଦୀ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ବି ହିନ୍ଦୀ ସବୁ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ହିଁ ଅଛି।
ଓହୋ ତାହେଲେ ତମେ ଏଇ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଗୁରା କଣ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ ପେପର ଦୁଇଟା ପଢେଇଲି ଏଇ ଦିଟା ଉପରେ କଣ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି ମତେ କହ ସେ ଅନୁସାରେ ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ହେଲ୍ପ କରିପାରିବି
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ସେମିତି କିଛି ଇଂଲିଶର କିଛି ଲେଖାନି ସବୁ ତ ହିନ୍ଦୀର ନା
ନାଇଁ
ହିନ୍ଦୀ
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ବହୁତ ଦିଟା ଯାକ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜରେ ଆସିଛି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଇଂଲିଶରେ ବି ଆସିଛି ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ବି ଆସିଛି
ହଁ ତାହେଲେ ତ ସେଇ ସେମ୍ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥିବ ନା ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ
ହଁ
କଣ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ଅଛି ଇଂଲିଶରେ କଣ ଅଛି
ହଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ତମେ ଯୋଉଟା ନ ବୁଝି ହିନ୍ଦୀର କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟା ମତେ ପଚାର ତା ବିଷୟରେ ଯଦି କିଛି ନ କହିପାରୁଛ ମୁଁ କହିଦେଇ ପାରିବି ତମେ ତ ଓଡିଆ ବୁଝୁଛ ନା ଓଡିଆ ବୁଝିପାରୁନ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଏବେ ତ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ ଆଉ କଣ ତେଣୁ ତମକୁ ହେଲ୍ପ କରିହବ ସେମିତି ଇଣ୍ଡିଭିଜୁଆଲି ବି ହେଲ୍ପ କରିହବ ଡିସ୍କସନ ଭଳି ହେଲ୍ପ ଟା କରିହବ
मैम ଗୋଟେ क्वेश्चन ଅଛି बच्चों तथा माता पिता का अवलोकन करना तथा अवलोकन का रिकॉर्ड करना अवलोकन का विश्लेषण तथा निष्कर्ष
ହଁ ମିନ୍ସ ପ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ମାନେ କେମିତି ତାଙ୍କର ପିଲାଙ୍କର ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସକୁ ଅବଜର୍ଭ କରିବେ ଆଉ ତାହେଲେ ସେ ଅନୁସାରେ ଗ୍ରୋଥ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟକୁ ସେମାନେ କଣ କରି ଗାଇଡ କରିପାରିବେ ସେଇଟା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କହିଲିନି ମୁଁ ଏବେ ତମର ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର ଇନଫ୍ଲୁଏନ୍ସିଂ ଦେୟାର ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ ଦୁଇଟା ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର ଗୋଟେ କହିଲି ତାଙ୍କର କ୍ୟାରେକ୍ଟରିଷ୍ଟିକ୍ସ ଫିଲିଙ୍ଗସ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ସାଇକୋ ସୋସିଆଲ କଲଚରାଲ ଯୋଉ କଣ୍ଟେଷ୍ଟ ଯୋଉଟା ସେଇଟା କହିବ ଲେଖିବ ବୁଝିଲ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ଯୋଉ କ୍वेଶ୍ଚନ ଆସିଛି ସବୁ ଯୋଉ ସେକ୍ସନ ବି ସି ର ବା ଭାଗ ଖ ଆଉ ଗ ର ସେ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପ୍ରାୟ ବୁଝି ହଉନି ପ୍ଲସ୍ ଆନ୍ସର ବହିର ମୁଁ ଜାଣି ବି ପାରୁନି ଆନ୍ସର କୋଉଗୁଡା କଣ କେମିତି ମୁଁ ସେଥିଲାଗି କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ ରହିଲି।
ମତେ ମୋ ଫୋନ ନମ୍ବର ରହିଲେ ମତେ ଟିକେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଭିଜୁଆଲି ଫୋନରେ ମତେ ମେସେଜ କରିବୁ ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ କହିବି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ଠିକ ଅଛି ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଏନିବଡି ଅନୁପ୍ରିୟା ମହନ୍ତ ଏନି ଡାଉଟ୍?
ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ କିଛି ଆସିନି ସେଠୁ ବହି ଗୁଡା ବି ଯେତିକି ଆସିଛି ସବୁ ହିନ୍ଦୀର ହିଁ ଆସିଛି ସବୁ ଇଂଲିଶ ସେମିତି ମିଶେଇକି କିଛି ଆସିନି।
ତମେ କଣ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ଦବ ପରୀକ୍ଷା? ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ଭାନୁପ୍ରିୟା ତୁମେ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ଦବ କି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା। ହଁ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ମୁଁ ଆପ୍ଲାଏ ଯେତେବେଳେ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
କରିଥିଲି
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ସେତେବେଳେ ହିନ୍ଦୀ ହିଁ ଦେଇଥିଲି।
ଓହୋ ତାହେଲେ ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ଦବ। ତାହେଲେ କୋଉଟା ତମେ ବୁଝିପାରୁନ କଣ ମତେ ମୋର ଫୋନ ନମ୍ବର ନେଇଛ ପଚାରିବ ମତେ ହେଲା।
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ମୋର ସେମିତି କିଛି ଆସିନି ସେମିତି ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ ବି କିଛି ଆସିନି ତ ମୋର ଆଡମିସନ ହେଇଥିଲା।
ଆଉ ୟାଙ୍କର ଆସିଛି ତମର ଆସିନି କେମିତି?
ଏପ୍ରିଲ।
ତାପସର ଆସିଛି ତମର ଆସିନି। ଆଉ ଆଦିତ୍ୟ ତମର ଆସିଛି? ପ୍ରଜ୍ଞା ପରମିତା ତମର ଆସିଛି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ତମର ଇଂଲିଶ ରେ ଆସିଛି ହିନ୍ଦୀରେ ବି ଆସିଛି ନା ଖାଲି ଇଂଲିଶ ଆସିଛି?
ଇଂଲିଶ ରେ ଆସିଥିଲା
ମ୍ୟାମ ମୋର ଇଂଲିଶ ରେ ଆସିଛି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଉ ଇଏ କାହିଁ ଭାନୁପ୍ରିୟାର କିଛି ଆସିନି ବୋଲି କହୁଛି। ତାଙ୍କର ସେଣ୍ଟର କୁ ଯାଇକି ତମର କୋଉଠି ସେଣ୍ଟର ଭାନୁପ୍ରିୟା ତମର ସେଣ୍ଟର କୋଉଠି?
ଅନଲାଇନରେ ଡାଉନଲୋଡ କରିଥିଲେ।
ଅନଲାଇନ ଡାଉନଲୋଡ କରୁଥିଲ?
ହଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଆଉ ତ ତତେ କିଛି ଆସିନି ଯୋଉ ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ତମେ ରେଜିଷ୍ଟର କରିଛ ସେ ସେଣ୍ଟରରୁ ଆସିନି କିଛି?
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କିଛି ଆସିନି।
ଯାଇକି ବୁଝ ତମର କୋଉ ସେଣ୍ଟର?
ଖଲିକୋଟ କଲେଜ
ଖଲିକୋଟ
ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁର ଖଲିକୋଟ କଲେଜ।
ଖଲିକୋଟରେ ଇଗ୍ନୋ ସେଣ୍ଟର
ମ୍ୟାମ
ଗୋଟେ
ସେଟା
ବୁଝ।
ମ୍ୟାମ
ହଁ
ସେଟା ଆରସି ଷ୍ଟଡି କର୍ଣ୍ଣର ଗଲେ ସେଠି ଆସିବ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ ଆସିବ।
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ଆରସି ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର ଷ୍ଟଡି କର୍ଣ୍ଣର ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
କର୍ଣ୍ଣର।
ଆସିନି ଏବେ ତ ଅନଲାଇନ କ୍ଲାସ।
ସେଠି ଉଭୟ ଆସିଛି।
ତମେ ଅନଲାଇନ ବି ଡାଉନଲୋଡ କରିପାରିବ କିନ୍ତୁ ସେମାନେ ତମକୁ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଗୁରା ଦେବେ। ଆଉ ପ୍ରଜ୍ଞା ପରମିତା କଣ ତମର କଣ ଡାଉଟ ଅଛି?
ନୋ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ନିଲମ ପ୍ରମିଳା
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ହଁ କଣ ଅଛି ଡାଉଟ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
କହ।
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା
କିଛି ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ କରି ସବମିଟ୍ କରିବାକୁ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ତ 30 ତାରିଖ ଦିନ। ତ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ମତେ ଫୋନ କରିଥିଲେ ଯେ ସବମିଟ କରିବାକୁ ହବ ସେଠି
ନାଇଁ
କଲେଜରେ
ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ
କଲେଜରେ।
ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର କାରଣ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଗରୁ ଆସିଥିବ ସେ ଅନୁସାରେ ଯୋଉ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଗୁରା ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ସେ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଗୁରା ଆନ୍ସର ଗୁରା ଲେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ତୁମ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ ତମ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଲେଖିଲା ବେଳକୁ ଯଦି କିଛି ଫେସ୍ କରୁଛ ଡିଫିକଲ୍ଟି ମତେ କୁହ ମୁଁ କହିବି ତୁମକୁ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଅନିଶା ମିଶ୍ର
ୟେସ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ହଁ ତମର କିଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି?
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ସେ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ କଥା ହିଁ ଥିଲା।
ହଁ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ତ ହବ ଡେରି ହବ। ଆଉ ମନୀଷା
ନାଇଁ
ବେହେରା
ସେ ଟେଲିଗ୍ରାମର ଗୋଟେ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ଜଏନ୍
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହେଇଛି
ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ। ତ ସେଇଥିରେ ଅକ୍ଟୋବର 15 ବୋଲି କହୁଥିଲେ ବଟ୍ ୱେବସାଇଟରେ ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର 30 ହିଁ ଦେଖଉଛି।
ସେଟା ଅପଡେଟ କରିନଥିବ ଯଦି ଅକ୍ଟୋବର 15 ମାନେ ଅକ୍ଟୋବର 15 କାରଣ ଏବେ କ୍ଲାସ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଲା। ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ତ କ୍ଲାସ ହେଇନି ନା କ୍ଲାସ ହେଲା ପରେ ସିନା ତମେ କରିବ।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଜାନୁଆରୀ ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ ପିଲାଙ୍କର ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର 30ରେ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଡିପୋଜିଟ୍ କରିବେ।
ଓହୋ ଜାନୁଆରୀ ବ୍ୟାଚ୍ ସେମାନଙ୍କ କ୍ଲାସ ଆଗରୁ ହେଇଥିବ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ।
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କ୍ଲାସ ହେଇନି।
କେବେ ବି
ହେଇନି ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ବତେଇଥିଲ।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କ୍ଲାସ ହେଇନି ଆମେ କଲେଜରୁ ବୁଝିକିରି ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଲେଖିଛୁ।
ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ତ ତମେ ଲେଖିପାରିବ ତମେ ସେ ଦେଇଥିବେ ଯୋଉଗୁରାକୁ ତମକୁ ଇଏ ପେପର ଗୁଡା ଦେଇଥିବେ ସେଠୁ ଦେଖିକି ତମେ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଲେଖିବ କିନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟଟା ତମକୁ ନ ବତେଇଲେ ତ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟଟା ଗୋଟେ ଟେକ୍ନିକାଲ ଜିନିଷ ନା, ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟଟା ବତେଇଲେ ହିଁ ତମେ କରିପାରିବ।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟଟା 30 ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବରରେ ଆସିନେ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ସହିତ ଇଏ ହବନି କି?
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟଟା ପଛେ ଦେବାକୁ କହିଥିବ, ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଗ ଦବ।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ପ୍ରଣାମ।
ପ୍ରଣାମ ପ୍ରଣାମ। ଲମ୍ବୋଦର ସେଠି
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ହଉ। ଆହୁରି 5 ମିନିଟ୍ ଅଛି ନା, ତମ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଆଉ କାହାର କଣ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି କହ?
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆମର ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଗୁଡ଼ା ଦେଖିଲା ବେଳେ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ସେକ୍ସନ ବି ଆଉ ସି ଗୁଡ଼ା କିଛି ବୁଝା ପଡୁନି।
ମାନେ କଣ ଫର ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ? କଣ B ରେ କଣ ଅଛି, C ରେ କଣ ଅଛି? ଲମ୍ବୋଦର ସେଠି
ୟେସ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଲମ୍ବୋଦର ସେଠି
ୟେସ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ହଁ କହ, ହଁ କଣ ରିଚ୍ କରିଛ ଆଉ କଣ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ମୁଁ
କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍?
ନା ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ତ ମୁଁ ସବମିଟ୍ କରିଦେଇଛି ଷ୍ଟଡି ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ। ଏବେ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ
ହଁ
ପ୍ରିପେୟାର ଚାଲିଛି। ଆଉ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ସେ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟିସ୍ ଗୁଡ଼ା ମାନେ କୋଉ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜରେ କରିବ ବୋଲି ଟିକେ ଡାଉଟ୍ ଥିଲା, ଆପଣ କହିଲେ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କରିହବ।
ହଁ ସ୍କୁଲର ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟି ତମେ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କରିପାରିବ, କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। କିନ୍ତୁ କଲେଜରେ ଯାହା ତମେ ଲେଖାଟା ତମେ ଯାହା ଦେଇଥିବ ସେଇଟା ହିଁ ହବ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଓକେ। ଆଉ ଏଇଟା ବି ରେ ଗୋଟେ ଜଣେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, କିଏ ତାଙ୍କ ନାଁଟା ଜାଣିପାରୁନି। ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର। ଆଉ ଲିଲୁମ୍ ମୁଣ୍ଡା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ୍।
ହଁ ତମର ଆଉ କିଛି ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି?
ନା ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ୍ ସେଇ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ ହିଁ ଟିକେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ୍ ଥିଲା ତ ସେଇଟା
ହୁଁ
କରିନି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା। ଆଉ ଏଇ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଗୁଡାକୁ ତମେ ଲେଖ, ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟରେ ଏଇ ଉପରେ ବି କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥିବ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ। ତାକୁ ଲେଖ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଯଦି କିଛି ଫେସ୍ କରୁଛ ମତେ ପଚାର ହେଲା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଆଉ ଏନି
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ଏନିଥିଙ୍ଗ?
ଯୋଉ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କି ଷ୍ଟଡି ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ କି
ଷ୍ଟଡି ସେଣ୍ଟରରେ ଖଲିକୋଟର ନା ତମର?
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ନା ଏନ୍ ସି କଲେଜ।
ଏନସି କଲେଜ, ଆଚ୍ଛା।
ଆଉ ଯୋଉ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କ୍ଲାସ କରିକି ଯୋଉ ୟୁଟ୍ୟୁବରେ ଛାଡିକି ତାପରେ କଣ ଏମିତି, ସେଟା ତ କିଛି ଆମେ ଜାଣିପାରୁନୁ। ବୁଝି ବି ପାରୁନୁ ଭଲସେ।
ଆଉ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ମୁଁ କ୍ଲାସ ନେଲି ସେଟାକୁ ୟୁଟ୍ୟୁବରେ ତମେ ଛାଡିବ। ସେଇଟା କହୁଛନ୍ତି ବୋଧେ।
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍, ଯୋଉ ପିଲାଙ୍କର ଆମେ କ୍ଲାସ କରିବୁ
ହଁ
ସର୍ଟ ଭିଡିଓ ଗୁଡାକ ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ୍।
ହଁ ତା ଭିଡିଓ ଗୁରା ତମେ ରେକର୍ଡିଂ କରିବ, ତାପରେ ତମ ସାଙ୍ଗ ଜଣେ ଥିବ ରେକର୍ଡିଂ କରିବ ତାକୁ ପଠେଇବ। କାରଣ ତମ ଟିଚିଂ ତ ଏମିତି ଇଏରେ ଦଉନ, ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ ଯାଇକି କିଏ ଦେଖୁନି। ତମେ ଭିଡିଓ କରିକି ଦେଲେ ସେଟାକୁ ସାର୍ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ମାନେ ଦେଖିବେ।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ସିଏ କେମିତି କଣ ଜାଣିବେ, ତାଙ୍କୁ କେମିତି ଜଣେଇବୁ?
ସେଇଟା ତମେ ଭିଡିଓଟା ଅପଲୋଡ କଲେ ସିଏ ସେଟାକୁ ରିସିଭ କରିକି ଦେଖିବେ ଆଉ କଣ।
ନାଇଁ ଆମେ ସେମିତି ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ନୋଟରେ ଲେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ କି ତାଙ୍କ ଲିଙ୍କଟା, ନା ଏମତି?
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟରେ ତ ତମେ ସେଇଠି ସବମିଟ କରିବ ନା, ଯୋଉ ତମ ସେଣ୍ଟର ଅଛି ସେଇଠି ସେଣ୍ଟର କରିବ। ଭିଡିଓ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଗୁରା ଦବ ତମେ ଆଉ ବୁଝିଲ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ତାଙ୍କର
ସେଇଠି ଦେଲେ ସେ
ତାଙ୍କର ଅନଲାଇନ ଯାହା ଥିବ କମ୍ୟୁନିକେସନ ଇଏଟା, ସେଇଠିକୁ ତମେ ପଠେଇଦବ ଆଉ। ଆଉ ବେଟର ସେମାନେ ୟୁଟ୍ୟୁବରେ ଦବା କଥା, ସମସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିବେ ଯେ କ୍ଲାସ ଗୁରା କେମିତି ହଉଛି। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ
ସେଟା ଯଦି କୌଣସି କାରଣବଶତ କ୍ଲାସ ନ ହେଇପାରେ, ସେଟାର କିଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି କି? କୋଉ କ୍ଲାସରୁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କୋଉ କ୍ଲାସରୁ କୋଉ କ୍ଲାସ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ? କି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ସାରଙ୍କ ସହିତ କଥା ହଉଥିଲି, ସିଏ କହିଲେ କି ଅଙ୍ଗନବାଡି କେନ୍ଦ୍ରରେ ଯାଇକି କରିବ ବୋଲି।
କଣ କରିବ, ସେଠି ଅଛି କି ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ କେୟାର ସେଣ୍ଟର ଅଛି କି?
ପାଖରେ ଅଛି ଏଠି ମୋ ଏଠି ସ୍କୁଲ ବି ଅଛି, ଅଙ୍ଗନବାଡି
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
କେନ୍ଦ୍ର ଅଛି।
हाँ हाँ
मैम ସାର୍ କହୁଥିଲେ ଅଙ୍ଗନବାଡି କେନ୍ଦ୍ର କାହିଁକି ୟା ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ କୁହାଯାଇଛି ନା ସାର୍ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ତମେ ତିରିଶ କଣ କଣ କରେଇ ପାରିବ ଟ୍ରେନିଂ କରିକି ପଠେଇବା ପାଇଁ
अच्छा अच्छा
ସାର୍ କହୁଥିଲେ କହିଲେ ଛୋଟ
जहाँ
ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ
तुम
ଅଙ୍ଗନବାଡି କେନ୍ଦ୍ରରେ କଲେ ଭଲ ଆଜ୍ଞା
हाँ ସେଠି ଭଲ ହବ ହଁ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ମ୍ୟାମ୍
କାହିଁକି
ବୁକରେ
ନା
ଅଛି
ତ ୟାର୍ଲି ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ
କି ସାଲେପୁର
हाँ बुक रे कौन अच्छे
ବୁକ୍ ରେ ଅଛି କି ସାଲା ପୂର୍ବ କେନ୍ଦ୍ର ମତଲବ ସେଇ ଅଙ୍ଗନବାଡି କେନ୍ଦ୍ର ମୁଁ
हाँ
ବୁଝି ସେଇଟା
अंगनवाड़ी केंद्र हाँ କାହିଁକିନା ଏଇଟା ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ହୁଡ୍ କେୟାର ନା ସେଇଠି ଅଙ୍ଗନବାଡି କେନ୍ଦ୍ରରେ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ହୁଡ୍ କେୟାର ନିଆ ହଉଛି ଆଉ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସେଥିଲାଗି ସେ ସାର୍ ସେୟା କହିଲେ ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କି 6-7 ତ ସେଥିଲାଗି କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ
ନାଇଁ
ରହିଲେ
ନାଇଁ ମୁଁ ସେଇଟା ଟିଚିଂ ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ କହୁଥିଲି ସେଇଟା ନୁହଁ ତମେ ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ସେଇ ଅଙ୍ଗନବାଡି ଇଏରେ କରିବ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହଉ ତାହେଲେ ତମ ଟାଇମ ହେଇଗଲା ହେଁ
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍
wish you all for the happy good night ତମେ କାଲି ଟିକେ ପରଦିନ ମୋର କ୍ଲାସ ଅଛି ଏଇ ଟାଇମରେ ବୁଝିଲ ହଉ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଓକେ ବାଏ